Hello everybody, welcome to today's tier list video. Before we get started, I'd just like to remind everyone that you can leave your suggestions for tier lists in the comments below. I'm making a tier list every single day, so some ideas of what people want to see and what they're interested in would be nice for me to have. If you don't have any ideas, that's fine, you're welcome to just watch the video and hopefully you enjoy anyway. Okay, so today I'm going to be ranking like fast food chains. These are UK ones because that's where I'm located. It also doesn't have any chain restaurants or bakeries in, which some people probably class as fast food, some don't, but it's just sort of the complete sort of fast food places that are on this tier list. Okay, so we're going to start off with a well-known one, Burger King. They do kind of live up to the name a bit because the burgers are nice. I think definitely near the top of the burger quality in terms of fast food places, but other than the burgers, they're not really good. Like the chips are below average. Oh yeah, and when I say chips, I mean like fries, just so I don't confuse anyone. So yeah, the chips are definitely below average. Like the desserts aren't great. They do sort of live and die on the burgers, but the burgers are definitely nice, a nice like bacon cheeseburger, the Whopper I think they call it. It's nice, but it's decent price as well as Burger King. It's not the cheapest, but it's certainly not expensive. They've got a bit of variety. They've got decent variety actually, but yeah, it's mainly, I'd only say the burgers are actually good. Everything else is sort of either average or poor. So I think Burger King's, I think it's probably C tier. The burgers are nice, but everything else sort of lets it down a bit. Okay, then we have Chicken Cottage. A lot of you probably won't have heard of this one. If you've ever seen Chicken Connoisseur on YouTube, it's sort of like those type of shops, but it's like a chain of them. So it's sort of like trying to be sort of cheapish, like chicken and chips, chicken burgers, things like that. Yeah, they're usually in sort of big cities, like busy places. Well, most of these are, but yeah, they're not. It's not as like common as Burger King, stuff like that. There's a lot less of them. I haven't had Chicken Cottage much, to be honest. Sort of like you go to your sort of local one rather than the chain one, I guess. But I have had it a couple of times. It's on the cheaper end, but there isn't much variety. It's not the best, to be honest. I mean, it gets the job done, it fills you up, but you're not going to recommend it to someone really. You're not going to be buzzing about Chicken Cottage. I think it's probably D tier. And we have a bigger one, but pizza on this time. We have Domino's Pizza. Sure, almost all of you have heard of this. I think it's all over the world. The large majority pizza, but they do like some sides and like desserts. I think you get like cake and like garlic bread and stuff like that. But it is large majority pizza. It's pretty expensive, but there's like always deals on. Like get 2 for Tuesdays is the classic one. And there's always some form of like vouchers, like bunging vouchers through your door, with discounts on and stuff. So you never pay full price really, but it's still not cheap. And again, most people have like a local pizza place that they prefer rather than going to like any of the big chains. But Domino's, it's not bad in my opinion. Certainly, like I said, I'd go to a local place if I were going to order a pizza, but if I were somewhere I didn't know and like I wanted a pizza, I'd happily manage with a Domino's. You know what you're going to get. You're going to get a decent pizza. It's a bit expensive, but it's not bad. I think it's probably B tier. You're happy when you've had a Domino's, even though it's a bit pricey, but it's decent. We have Five Guys. must admit I've only ever had Five Guys once, so I'm definitely not an expert on it. It's more on the pricey side for fast food. Like a burger and chips is like over a tenner, I think. Well, a burger, chips, and a drink is like over a tenner when I had it, which is a bit for fast food. That's expensive. But I was like in the middle of Manchester, so it's a bit more expensive when you're in the middle of the city, isn't it? But yeah, it were nice though. It were nice, but expensive. It's sort of you get what you pay for, I guess. It is nice, but like I said, it's expensive. I've only had it once, like I said, so I'm not too sure on the variety of what they have. I think I'm gonna have to put it in siege, mainly because I haven't been there that much to have that strong of an opinion. And I think, yeah, what I had was nice, but it was expensive. But that could be better, maybe. That's just more lack of my experience, to be honest. Next up, we have KFC, another big one all over the world, but focuses mainly on chicken. I'm sure you all know that anyway. Kentucky Fried Chicken doesn't have the best variety, as it's only chicken really. Well, they have chips obviously, but they don't have like beef burgers or anything. And they do some desserts, but the Crush'ems were good, but I think they stopped doing them. I don't know. I must say I don't eat as much fast food these days as I used to when I was younger, but so a lot of my opinions are a few years out of date as well, but we'll carry on. Yeah. I do like KFC though. The chicken's nice. The chips are not the best, but they're decent, I'd say. I'd say they're like an above average chip. But I do like the chicken. Popcorn chicken's good. You get like a bargain bucket with a few of you, and you can feed yourself for not too much. That's also decent. KFC gravy's good. Lots of people like KFC gravy. Like the sides are decent. Like the corn's not bad. Yeah, I think KFC's one of my favourite fast food places. I think it's A tier. I think like the chips not being the best, and maybe a bit of lack of variety sort of pull it down a little bit. But I think it's definitely A tier. Next up we have Leon. I've never even heard of this, never mind been to it. So unfortunately that's in the what is that tier. If you know what that is, feel free to let me know what tier I should have put it in, but I can't say I've never heard of it, seen one, heard anyone else that's had it. No idea. Then on the opposite end we have McDonald's. Everyone knows what McDonald's is. Probably the biggest fast food chain in the world, I imagine. Either McDonald's or Subway, but yeah, I think McDonald's is probably the most famous. They have lots of variety. Everything they have sort of good. They have good breakfast at McDonald's. I remember at work when I'd sort of not had breakfast in my first break, I'd go to McDonald's for a quick breakfast. Get like a egg McMuffin and a coffee. That was nice. But yeah, it's got wide variety. Everything's sort of good, but nothing's really great. There's always like the stereotypical ice cream machine's broken, which is kind of true, to be honest. It is broken a lot when you go to McDonald's. You just want a McFlurry and it's like, no, it's not working. And you're like, well, great. But yeah, I'd say, you know what you're going to get at McDonald's. You go in, you've got a wide selection to choose from. It's going to be, above average to good, but not great. It's also not going to be bad. It's, good prices, fairly cheap, wide variety, decent consistency. I think it's probably B. Could be debatably A, to be honest, but we'll have it in B for now. We have another pizza one next, Papa John's. It's the one I've had the least out of sort of the three big pizza ones, the Domino's, Papa John's and Pizza Hut. I've only had it a few times. It seemed fine when I've had it, but I think it's just the least popular out of the three. I'd say. I could be wrong on that, but it seems to be to me. Similar to Domino's, like, it's, you're going to get an alright pizza for, a bit expensive, but nothing ridiculous. I don't know if they do sides though, because like I said, I've had it a lot less. I think, yeah, I'd say Papa John's is definitely my least favourite out of the three. I think I'll put it in D tier. Like if I were gonna get a pizza, I'd pick like Domino's and Pizza Hut over Papa John's. Well, speaking of Pizza Hut, it's up next. Again, another pizza place mainly, but they do, sides again. I don't know if they still do this, but they used to. Back when I was like at college, they had an all you could eat for like £5 for dinner. I mean, it won't be £5 these days, it definitely, but they might still do it for some price. But it was like all you could eat for £5, so you used to sort of go over there. You'd like have a load of pizza and like there was like a salad bar you could have as well and stuff like that. And yeah, I remember absolutely stuffing myself with that back in there when I was at college with a couple of my mates. Yeah, so that was always good. But in terms of ordering the pizza, I probably wouldn't really order it. Like I said, I'd go to, a local independent one. But the lunches, like the all-you-can-eat lunch/dinner, was very good. Like the buffet style. They just keep bringing new pizzas out. You just take what you want. Get the salad bar. Yeah, it was decent. I'd say it's B tier, just mainly because of the lunches. I do have fond memories of having like the all-you-can-eat lunches. Then we have Smash Burger next. I have heard of Smash Burger, but I have never had it, so I'm just gonna have to put it in the what is that tier. Yeah, I've never had it. I've never seen one, but I have heard of it at least, so I do know it exists compared to Leon, which I've never even heard of. But yeah, I've never had it. Then we have Subway. Also massive, does sandwiches, which is like the only one here that's sort of like a sandwich shop is the main thing. They also do a few sides and stuff and desserts, do like cookies, brownies, like potato tots and things like that for the sides, garlic breads, stuff like that. But it's mainly go for like the sandwich or subs, Subway. They used to have a decent meal deal, which were like a 6-inch sub, a drink and and cookies for like fairly cheap. I can't remember exactly. I haven't had Subway in a few years either, but it weren't bad when I had it. They don't have the best variety because it's mainly just sandwiches, but you get to choose everything about it. You can sort of fully customise it. You like get to pick your bread, you pick your toppings, you pick like what salad you want. Do you want cheese? Do you want it grilled or not? So you get good customisation, but yeah, mainly only sandwiches. You sort of feel like I could make myself a sandwich at home anytime you're sort of having it. Is one bit of a downside, but I think it's quite decent. I'll put it in B tier. I think I'm going to move McDonald's up to A as well. B tier is getting a bit full, and I think I prefer McDonald's over these ones, just because of the consistency. Yeah, you've got a broad variety and a good consistency at McDonald's. So I think McDonald's deserves A. We have Taco Bell up next, another big one. Mexican food this time. I can't say I've had Taco Bell too much either, but the couple of times I've had it, it's been decent. I think it's fairly good value as well. I think I can't remember. It's like some form of deal, I think, where you get a load of like tacos for some price. Because any time I've had Taco Bell, it's been with other people, so there's been a few of us who've always shared like a big box of tacos. I don't know, but yeah, they're fairly nice. In terms of variety, I'm not too sure because I haven't been that much. But from what I know, it's decent. It's sort of it's not the best food, but it's decent food, and it's fairly cheap. So I feel like it sort of fits nicely in the C tier from my experience. But again, I haven't been too much, so could be wrong on that. And then we have Wimpy. This is like an older one. It used to be a lot bigger back in the day, like even sort of before my time. Even like my mum and dad were like the ones who were going to Wimpy. It still kind of were about when I was younger, but then it sort of, I think it fully stopped, but then came back again more recently. I think there is sort of a reason why it stopped. It sort of got surpassed by all that the big American chains coming in and sort of just being better than it. It's not the worst, but I mean, I don't think you'd ever choose to go to a Wimpy really if you've got like a Burger King or a McDonald's available. I think it's probably the worst on here that I know about. Like, I'm not going to pick Wimpy over any of these. And it's not awful food. I mean, you're not going to be like vomiting or anything, but you're not going to be happy either, from my experience. I also haven't been that much. I went more when I was younger, but like in the recent, I can't say I've had it in the last 5 years even. But yeah, I think there's a reason why it sort of really faded away, because it's just not that good, to be honest. So it's going to fill up that gap in the bottom tier for now. So here we've got nothing in S tier. I think that's kind of fair, you know, it's fast food, it's hard to get S tier. Yeah, I don't know, like, the thing that I'd say with my favourite fast food isn't on this tier list, which is Greggs, which is more of a bakery, but, you know, some people won't call that fast food, I guess. Yeah, some would, but that's not on the list, so, yeah, but I think, I don't think either of them are deserving of S tier, because, you know, McDonald's doesn't really have anything super great, and KFC don't really have the variety and the sort of mediocre chips / fries, bring it down a bit. B tier, I got I'd happily eat all of those for sure. I'd look forward to eating those. You know, but they're pretty common, like pizza things. You'd rather have like your pizza place you go to, your local independent one that you like better. But if you're in somewhere, like you're in a city you're not familiar with, I could happily go to either of those, have a pizza and be satisfied. Subway, you know, same, like, you know what you're getting a sandwich, you can customise it to exactly how you like, is a big selling point, you know. If you don't like carrots, you can have that off, you don't like tomatoes, whatever. You want extra cheese, you can ask for it, you know, it's really customisable, it's good about Subway, but then again, it is mainly just a sandwich. So yeah. And C tier, the Five Guys and Taco Bell, I must say I haven't eaten that much, so they've kind of suffered putting in average due to lack of experience. But when I went there, Five Guys was nice but expensive, and Taco Bell is sort of decent but cheap, so that they sort of averaged out, but I could be wrong on those two. Then Burger King, it has good burgers, but sort of everything else pulls it down. Chicken Cottage is, you know, cheap but not great, and Papa John's is sort of just a worse version of these two for me, I'd say. You know, it's just a standard pizza, but just not great. And then Wimpy is just, it's like just a pretty poor burger chain. Not very cheap either, so puts it in the bottom tier. And then never heard of Leon, and I have heard of Smash Burger, but I've never had it, so I couldn't rank it. But let me know where you think they should be if anyone have had either of these two. Okay, that's today's tier list done. Once again, if you've got any tier lists you want to see, suggest them in the comments. I'll probably get on to doing them. If you've enjoyed the video, feel free to like it. You can subscribe to the channel if you want as well. You get a tier list every day. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.